Hello everybody and welcome to the commentary of The Animatrix. This is regarded as the least bad thing of the Matrix franchise.
Yeah.
After the first film.
I still don't think it's all that good, but I guess it has some highlights of it.
Again, it's better than anything else that came out during the year 2003.
But Weaves, the Enter the Matrix video game was amazing, don't you know? With that walking animation. Yeah, let's just start this.
Anyway,
Okay. But one thing we'll say, audience, if you want to go to if you just want to watch a certain show, but you want our commentary alongside it, we'll put in timestamps for when we're about to start a certain part of the Animatrix.
All right then.
as for the default commentary is going to be just watching the entire thing as the movie. Basically, click the play all option on your DVD or Blu-ray of this.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, click. Yeah, there's no logo at all. We just jumped straight in.
So this first one, if I recall, is the one made by Square Enix.
Yes,
Final Squaresoft, yeah.
Final Fight of the Osiris was made by the exact same CGI team that made the Spirits Within visuals.
Which is sad. This is probably the most successful thing they did.
Yeah. And as it's par for the course,
and it's interesting because this one is the most important to the plot of the rest of the Matrix, the sequels, and Enter the Matrix. But it's also the most empty, as in nothing much happens.
Not really, no. As a par for the course for a Square Soft CGI film, the CGI is absolutely gorgeous, even to this day. But as far as this doesn't look like a 2003 CGI movie at all. It still looks fantastic.
It looks, at worst, I'd say worst 2008.
Like this still looks gorgeous, I'll say.
Yeah.
Well, if there's one thing for the most part that you can always rely on is Square CG department.
Mm-hmm. I have my problems with Kingsglaive, but that movie is the most gorgeous CGI movie I've ever seen.
Okay, is this a porn or what?
To look at the bright side, at the very least they're being equal in the sense that...
She even licks her lips. Come on, man.
Why are they blindfolded?
Well, to look at the bright side, at the very least
because it's a secret prequel to Nier Automata.
Well, to look at the bright side, at the very least they're being equal with the fan service. At the very least.
True.
Yeah, fan service for both the men and the ladies,
and also for representation because she's Chinese and he's black.
Look at that ass! Look at that CGI ass!
Hey, you're cheating! Cheating, the bastard!
Is this Blood Rain now?
Sure, why not?
If this was Blood Rain, there'd be Laura Bailey.
I think is Ming Na the one playing the woman?
Let me check.
No.
Usually Ming Na is usually the one hired for these things.
Pamela Adlon.
Okay then.
Pamela Adlon, the one from King of the Hill, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then.
Well, the other guy is Kevin Michael Richardson.
All right.
Yeah, all 10 lines.
Yeah.
And by the way, audience, this is what's supposed to be the character development between these two. This fight. I'm not kidding.
So much tension.
Oh.
God damn it. Blah, 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 blah. Also, one of the operators is voiced by Tom Kenny.
SpongeBob and Spyro in the Matrix thing.
Sure, I'm all for it.
Why not?
So the point is that the Osiris, one of the ships of Zion, the human resistance, have spotted something in the tunnels that the resistance used to drive in.
Navigate. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Why is this slow?
Yeah, remember, despite everything, we were still 2003, so the mocap, as much as accurate, was a bit clunky in registering movement. So all those terrible walking cycles were because of that.
Yeah.
Still better than Mart's Needs Mums, though.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, even I mean, like even with the limitations at the time, Square was the best in the business with this.
Most likely, we actually knew how to direct a scene in order to mask most imperfections.
Yeah.
Also, wow, they all wear the same clothes in this universe.
Well, to be fair, they have limited.
Yeah, it makes sense. They have like no others.
Riveting. Figures, the dystopic future where the machine won in these movies has the same identical color scheme of the one of Terminator. And there you go. They find out that the machine army has found drills and they're planning on invading Zion by just, drilling the fuck into the background.
When the Wachowskis fans of Terminator.
Maybe. I mean, this is sci-fi.
Everybody. Well, I'm pretty sure everybody.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they drew inspiration from that.
Hey, I just realised.
What?
Everything past the first film, excluding Path of Neo, obviously, involving the Matrix and Terminator 3 came out the same year.
But also,
was there a good sequel that came out in 2003?
I'm gonna check.
The Lord of the Rings movie that came out this year, according to
the Return of the King.
Well, again, like I said, Two Towers has always been my favorite.
Anyway, Dweebs, sorry, not Dweebs, but essentially, the Osiris now has found this information, so they obviously need to report to Zion, but
they've confessed to each other that they peaked. There you go. That's the extent of this movie's character development. They peaked.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, since the Wachowskis, and yes, the Wachowskis wrote this one, since the Wachowskis cannot actually, use character development to engage us, let's have more sexy action scenes.
Why not just spawn her right near the place where she needs to go?
That will be too easy.
Because that wouldn't look cool. Remember, Dwebs, the primary direction of this is to
it would save time.
Also,
this is the Wachowskis. Style over substance is their style.
Here's a better idea. Why don't you use the EMP before connecting your agent into the Matrix?
I agree. Well, remember, Teo, that doesn't work because when you use the EMP,
it kills everything.
It destroys the electricity in the ship, so they won't be able to connect to the Matrix.
But at least it will be safe enough to at least do repair while being not disturbed, I guess.
Unfortunately, Teo, the story demands that we need her to die delivering this. So...
I know. It's the contrivance of prequels, in a sense that you know that the characters are going to die. It's the same problem, for example, of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep.
I still think Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep was more.
No, in a sense that characters have to die, so we're going to do stupid decisions in order for those events to make it happen.
Either die or get stuck somewhere.
Yeah. Anyway, Dweebs, I haven't seen the movies because I don't have interest in them, but those Bad Boys 2 counts as a bad sequel.
From what I've heard, people don't really like it as much as
Bad Boys 2, as far as I'm concerned, both are terrible, but that's... the first movie, okay, fine. The first movie, while terrible, can still be enjoyable in the sense that Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are so charismatic that they can still carry the movie. But the second movie, the shittiness is way too overbearing, even for Smith and Lawrence to save it.
Then there's Final Destination 2, The Jungle Book 2. Ugh. Let me check.
Final Fantasy X too.
X-Men 2, there was, so there you go.
That was good, yeah.
Lady, pull over! Funny. Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde. What the hell is this? Let me check. There you go. She was an agent? I don't know. Yeah, you're not gonna hold that much, buddy.
But yeah, the Sentinels have got their mecha bomb. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
Which means...
And there she dies.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the information will be retrieved, enter the Matrix, the same we know the story from there.
What if someone just randomly walks in the street and sees her?
Like you know, an agent.
So
Just
yeah,
saying.
Final Fight at the Osiris, it was fine.
Yeah,
Sure.
boring.
Next is the Second Renaissance.
Part 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Made by Mahiro Maeda.
I don't quite understand why they couldn't just make the Second Renaissance like a full thing. I don't know.
Standalone movie.
No. Like, I mean, why divide it in parts? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't know either. Maybe the Wachowskis were writing it, but they had to stop to do something, and then came back and made that other bit a part 2.
I guess.
This was made by Studio 4 Degrees Celsius.
If I remember correctly, it's the same studio that did Cowboy Bebop, right?
No, that was Sunrise.
Okay.
This studio did...
They did stuff at a 4-degree angle.
Well, the thing I can imagine is Justice League: The Flashpoint Paradox. Basically, essentially an animated adaptation.
In the beginning, there was Waluigi. The universe decided this is a bad... sorry. wrong IP. So yeah, basically, we
this is essentially
abuse machines.
Yeah, this is the big prequel, how the machines actually rebelled against us.
No, I got a more fitting name. How humans are assholes!
Yeah.
The reason they yelled that bit is because...
Who designs the robot like that?
It's because these two shorts aren't... Well, the Wachowskis have never been subtle.
Who needs a robot dog?
Because we need something cute too.
Because of a glass. How? I guess. Well, yeah, technically robots were used. Also, those looks like a mixture between the Mech Tower and the standard Asian Mega Man. They even have the helmet. Yeah, and they didn't need a paycheck, so they were perfect for slavery.
So, well, what exactly are they building here?
Good question. Well, I guess futuristic metropolitan stuff.
Remembered webs. The prime. Okay. Well, actually, I don't think we've explained that. The primary idea of the Second Renaissance shorts is to explain. Okay, remember how in the first Matrix, Morpheus gave us a brief, like really abridged, little snippet of how the Matrix came to be. How this all started. Well, that's what Second Renaissance is. The Second Renaissance is the full story of how the machines took over and eventually...
No, yeah, he knows. He was asking what exactly...
I'm saying for the audience. I'm saying for the audience.
Oh, true, okay. So yeah, they were actually convicting a robot.
So yeah, this particular robot was the first one to rise up against his masters, like she's saying. He literally revolted because he was being horribly treated by his masters, and he literally killed them because he didn't want to die. He was the first robot to develop a conscience, yes. And so yeah, this
even murdered the cats.
So there you go, everybody. That's how this whole thing started, because humanity is evil.
Evil?
Yeah.
Also, Buddhism.
Robot.
That was a weird symbology, but whatever. Wachowskis, so.
Yeah.
Also, that's what the Pentagon will look like in the future. Damn. Okay.
Because they're just shooting the
Machines.
It's something where I don't think even Trump would do this. Shoot the protesters.
Yeah, this is Trump's America.
Actually, no. I don't think even Trump would do it.
Yeah, parallel with the Beijing revolt protest. Yeah. War is hell.
Yeah. And then Solid Snake. Oh wait, they're getting wrong IP.
That's war never changes, or war has changed, whatever it is. Also, funny enough, the Yakuza team at Sega will make this a plot point for one of their APs, a binary domain. Fun game. You should play it. Well, at least they have a lot of metal to recycle, or we could just dump them in
landfill. The robots will become ET cartridges now.
I guess in New Mexico we're all dumped now.
Again, if you wanna be more eco-friendly, or hell, if you wanna have more metal, just melt them down and use them as, I don't know, cans or.
Just don't do it like Bugs Bunny in the '40s cartoon, where he literally pulls an anvil, gives it to a Jap, and says, "Here's some scrap iron for Japan, Moto."
Yeah.
Maldives also, there's the fact that if the future is anything to go by, from what the Animatrix movies told us, the humans in this continuity are not very eco-friendly to begin with, and as we will see.
And also, as we learned from Final Fight of the Osiris, they aren't very bright.
Yeah.
Mesopotamia. Oh yeah, right.
In the Middle East.
So they created their very own metropolis, which is all CGI. Ew. That's some CGI that has aged badly.
That's them assembling a mobile phone from the looks of it.
No, these were not the Chinese kids, so it's not gonna work perfectly.
Okay.
That's also how they created the ships that eventually the human will use for their advantage. Time to fly.
I couldn't read that.
Yeah, and for some reason, this destabilized the entire economy of the planet. How?
Because.
I mean, if the humans just disregarded the machines anyway, like, why should they? Whatever. So you know what? In true American spirit, of course, this means war.
Why? They were providing a good service and saving money. How would that cause the stock markets to crash?
Because racism.
Yeah.
Even the United Nations go like, no, we need to
Do the Wachowskis
exterminate
have
them.
any idea how finance works?
Most likely not, at least.
Well, they must do because even after this, they kept getting big budgets from Warner Brothers.
Thanks for the highly detailed fly.
I mean, how did they
ironic.
How did they manage to get $175 million after the mega big budget flops of both Speed Racer and Cloud Atlas?
No idea, Reeves.
I know,
Robot marriage.
I know Cloud Atlas is an indie film, but still, that's still big budget.
I refuse to believe that. I'm considering that at least one single country could have approved that.
Well, that's the problem with the Wachowskis. The Wachowskis...
They think only of absolute, so yeah.
In these films, the Wachowskis think everyone's just all one hive mind and we all subscribe to the same ideals.
Ironically enough, fitting with the themes of the Matrix. Again, with the Buddhism.
By the way, Zion Archive, why are you even bothering telling us all of this?
Shut up, we gotta learn something.
We need to know how this world came into being.
I know. I just figured they could. They didn't even need to have this excuse of, oh, the Zion archive is. Just have the story start with narration. You don't really need to
and
try
that
to
was
give
part
an.
one, so now it's
we're on
part
part 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
The second Renaissance part 2.
Again,
Still
why did
same team, I guess.
Why does this need to be in parts?
I don't know.
Is it to save money?
I don't know.
It's weird because complexity means it's the longest bit of a movie, so.
Yeah.
This would have saved disk space, probably.
Not necessarily. It's just mostly confusing.
So of course, this means, well, of course we need to start with the nukes.
Obviously.
Guys, robots are inorganic. Nukes do not do jack shit to them. Yeah, and this in turn essentially shows that the humans were complete idiots who essentially shoot themselves in the foot repeatedly with nuclear bombs.
Again, the final fight of the Osiris showed that perfect.
Like, if anything, this tells me that the machines were right and humans need to be dominated. Yeah, and now we're going the Highlander 2 route of blocking the fucking sun.
Brilliant.
Yeah, this parallelism is fitting. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
No.
And now we're in freaking trenches like World War One.
Okay, well, the exoskeletons war are really cool. So reminds me of the robots from Lost Planet, the Capcom IP they created for.
I don't know. I mean, the rest of the body's fine, but the head looks like a dog wearing a ski mask.
Also, is that Jesus pulling the TV thing?
Kinda preaching towards the soldiers. I guess it's a new form. Like in war, there were some priests and other religious figures that were regularly blessing, quote unquote, to the soldiers.
Why are they bowing to the tank?
Because...
I don't know. The penis bombs.
Oh yeah, this is the smog that will block out the sun.
Yeah.
How long will it take for that smog to dissipate?
I don't know. And thus, like idiots, humanity condemns the entire world because, of course, by this, they block sunlight, killing first the vegetations, then the animals, then themselves. Fantastic.
And even just in the short term, I hope you're not using solar power.
Yeah. Well, the plan was like that. We thought that the machines could not survive without sunlight, but sadly, they found their way. Also, more symbolism.
God, there's that face.
Jesus.
What happened to the animation here?
I can tell you that this reminds me of a couple of styles. Essentially, with some particular studios for anime loves to do a bit of deranged animation, similar to, for example, reminding themselves of weird stuff. For example, like Pink Floyd's The Wall. Animation for the sake of being abstract. For example, Devilman Crybaby recently did that particular style in a lot of sequences.
Crybaby.
Devilman Crybaby. Sorry.
Okay.
It's a long story, Dweebs. I'll tell you more detailedly another time.
Yeah, Devil may be a crybaby.
No. Fortunately, the machines were not exactly merciful. And now I'm watching monoliths from Warhammer 40k. Sure, why not?
Keep firing, I'm being ambushed.
Get in a fucking robot, Dweebs.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes to humanity being stupid, the humans in Evangelion were actually Einstein compared to this.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
yeah. Eventually, we all just
Yeah, lost the war.
yeah.
Have you seen hentais? Also, well, you have to be honest, this music is not exactly fitting. No, yes. Yeah. What the hell does that symbolism mean?
What's that supposed to mean? That the humans are now just a cog for the machines?
Eventually, the machines
Well,
little by
the first
little
movie.
took over.
Well, you're still a fan of the first movie. You should know this. Remember, the machines can't survive without heat. Therefore, they're drawing the heat out of the humans.
Yeah.
But then what about the end? What about that architect scene in the second movie that says they'll adapt?
The architect is a program. He's not a machine.
Not just that, the architect is very, very wrong. There you go. That's how they invented the Matrix system.
The only real thing that this thing is going for is the imagery. Like, the imagery can be pretty intense and disturbing, but it doesn't really mean anything. Like the problem again, it just shows us what happened, but we still have no reason. This is mostly just lore, but the lore itself is just not all that. It's basically like, this is the same thing as Terminator. The machines took over because whatever.
More imagery.
It not to mention the writing is pretentious as all fuck.
In true Wachowski special. Well, we wrote this, so...
Yeah.
Not all shorts were wrote by them.
No. Only 4 of them, I think.
And some of them only have the story based off them. They didn't actually write the script.
Like the next one, I think. How do you complete?
How do you plead? No, I really got just mixed up.
So there you go. They actually managed to get into the United Nations. Yeah.
And they killed everyone.
Pretty much.
Well,
humanity sucks at the end.
Gee, maybe blocking out the sun was a bad idea, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least the kid's enjoying himself.
Yeah. This reminds me of the end of the TV show Dinosaur. Which is then pretty much on the same note that the time we're going to extinct because of the Ice Age. Oh, there you go, the agents. Jesus.
Blah, at least they're in Dreamland now, I take it.
Yeah. Well, the Matrix itself, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know. This is meant to be a Zion demonstration. How are there this many alive animators enough to do this stuff?
They just can. Well, machines can replicate stuff, I guess, with the advanced AI.
But all the advanced AI is in the hands of the machines. All we've got are like DOS computers.
Well, if they could develop a conscience, they could also develop stuff like art.
I meant like how the humans possibly make.
Anyway, 2 parts of the Second Renaissance. It's informative, but nothing more. Weird imagery and...
It's good for lore, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we get it. Stop!
Did you see? It's a big archive.
2001 reference. Anyway, next up is Kid Story.
From written and directed by Shinichiro Watanabe.
Yeah, the legendary Shinichi Watanabe, and animation by Shinji Hashimoto.
Basically, it's from the the director and writers from the guy who made Cowboy.
Yeah, so another person at Square worked on this.
Yep, Shinji Hashimoto.
This was the one made by Cowboy Bebop team.
They didn't write it, but sorry.
Wachowski did the story.
Because this is based on Kid from Reloaded and Revolutions.
Yeah, Kid, because you're so important. He needs a whole anime to himself. A whole short, sorry.
Remind me again who Kid was? The guy that Neo meets at the beginning of Reloaded?
Teo, Neo, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he gives a shit, you know.
Yeah, and this is the story I got saved. But here's the weird thing. Why didn't in Path of Neo... Why couldn't we get in Path of Neo one of the rescue missions being about?
Because that would render this short pointless.
I don't know, considering that game used a different engine altogether, seeing it in a different light would have been interesting, I guess, even though the engine itself of the game looked like shit.
So yeah, much like Neo in the first movie, he does have this sinking feeling that there's something wrong with the world and blah blah, nothing feels real. You know this shtick by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Basically, he's upset.
Yeah, I'm bored too.
There is some fiction in your truth.
Oh, fuck off,
and
Neil.
Truth in your fiction.
Fuck off, you and your pretentious writing.
Yeah, that reaction says it all.
To know the truth, you must risk everything.
It's interesting because even though it wasn't written by them, it feels like it was written by them.
Well, they wrote the story.
Yeah, it says that it's based on the story.
Well, yeah, they did write the story, but they didn't write the dialogue, and the dialogue is just as pretentious as their dialogue.
So this is what happens when Shinichiro Watanabe gets all pretentious. And bear in mind, I think this happened to Cowboy Bebop a couple of times.
My guess is he's trying his best to mimic the Wachowski style of writing. The problem is that apparently he himself doesn't realize that that's beneath him.
Yeah.
Sadly.
And also, to be fair, one of my favorite episodes of Cowboy Bebop is actually one that doesn't even try to go that. The lobster in the fridge episode.
Personally, I'm not really a fan of the art style they chose. I think it just... I mean, I get what they're going for, but it just looks unfinished to me. It just looks blurry and...
Yeah,
I understand. I understand the appeal of it. I think Takahata did this better in Princess Kaguya.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go into this. I'm not sure if I watched this before or after I saw Cowboy Bebop, but I didn't go into this with very high expectations. I mean, I'm sure you two know I'm not really. I mean, I don't hate Cowboy Bebop. I think it's a good show. I just don't think it's that great.
Well, congratulations, Dave. Now the entire internet will hate you. Because
they hate me anyway.
Don't worry,
anyway,
Teo. Don't worry. Don't worry, Teo. They're way too busy hating on me because I don't like Spider-Man 2.
Cell phone match.
Turn off your mobile while you're in class, man.
Mr. Popper.
So that guy is Jim Carrey.
They don't even look like high school students. They look like they're in their early 20s.
So, okay. The whole live action thing, even though I still think it's not really excusable, I can understand. It's an animated short. You can draw them the proper age. Why did you draw them like 20-year-olds? It's an animation. You can literally do anything.
It's an animal.
I'm guessing they're trying. I'm guessing even though this is animation, they're trying to make it feel like it's live action, I guess. But at the same time, if that's the goal, then they shouldn't have picked this art style. Look at his face. His face just looks ugly to me. I don't really care for this art style, bro. Like I get
also crotch camera.
I get the appeal of it for some people, but I don't particularly care for it.
At least I can tell that Cowboy Bebop has
I know.
animation.
I know too. I've seen Cowboy Bebop. It's not that. I kind of wish this was in the Cowboy Bebop art style. That would be cool.
And now he's trying to free himself from the
shackles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about to see him riding on his skateboard, and this is the part where the flaws of the look.
Oh boy, here we go.
That just looks like crap to me. I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
Well, didn't Watanabe do another one of these?
No, I don't think he did.
Well, as we go further in, we'll have a look.
Actually, it did. It's actually my favorite story, a detective story.
Oh yeah, and that one actually looks pretty good. So why couldn't this one have a similar art style? I get that they're trying to be all experimental and shit, but yeah.
It looks like they're about to fall apart.
Maybe that's a representation of the fact that Matrix is glitching out. I don't know. Also, I wish I was playing instead Jet Set Radio.
Mm-hmm.
That also had a better soundtrack. That teacher. Poor bastard. Yeah, pervert. Moving on. Jump.
Where's the handle?
Okay.
I can get there. And
if you try hard enough.
I'll climb up. My inconsequential role in the films is almost at hand.
Jesus, how many agents are there?
Seriously, though, guys, what did Kid do aside from shoot a door? The serious question, what did he do?
Nothing.
There is no escape.
Only Zool. That knows.
Oh, great. So
he turned into Nigel Thornberry.
And off he
goes. Press F to pay respects. Oh no, the frame rate.
Now this is lagging. That, and I think he was busy working on the movie at the time, or the Cowboy Bebop movie at the time, or something.
I think, yeah.
So he wasn't concentrating.
Yeah, bird symbolism, we get it. Also, was that a live action shot of a bird?
Looked like it. You still there, Pedro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Because we need our recorder.
Don't worry, I'm fine. It's just that I don't
Yeah,
care.
well, it's over anyway, so...
Michael
Here lies Michael Karpopper.
Oh no, he died.
Here lies Michael Karpopper. He never scored.
It's just the thing with this, like, it's... See, unlike most people, by the time I saw The Matrix, I already saw Ghost in the Shell, so I was never impressed to begin with.
Yeah.
So you were 12 when you saw The Matrix.
Well, actually, I was like... I was 13, I think, when I first saw
12, 13, yeah, you were 13 in 99.
Yeah, but remember, Dwebs, the thing is, fortunately, my country got the anime craze in the early 90s instead of the early 2000s, like the America. So we actually got familiar with Ghost in the Shell before most Americans did.
Generally, Europe, Dwebs, even... although I'm kind of privileged because my country got some exclusivity of some particular anime like Pollon.
Yeah, sorry guys, we can only get Keanu Reeves and do like 3 lines.
Well, I don't mind that so much. I mean, the story's not about him anyway, so...
Who are you? Am I alone?
Seems a bit of a waste of money, though.
So yeah, kid's story, terrible animation, sorry, and kind of pointless story anyway, so...
Yeah.
Yes, meh.
Alright, next up is Program. Written by Yoshiaki Kawajiri and produced by the Madhouse Studio, which was responsible mostly for the Devil May Cry anime.
It's a madhouse.
But they did a lot of things anyway, so very specialized.
If we haven't named your favorite Madhouse anime, sorry.
For example, they did also another anime I like, The Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Anyway, this is about samurai fighting within the Matrix.
And apparently this is someone's favorite simulation.
Well, yeah, that actually explores one of the things of the Matrix. Regardless, it's still a simulation. So if you have the right tools, you can turn it into your favorite activity.
So basically, if I did this, there'd be a huge battle.
It's the same as the holodeck or Star Trek.
So basically, if I did this, I'd create a battle between Pokemon and Yokai Watch.
For context, this guy, Yoshiaki Kawajiri, also was responsible for the Highlander OVA.
Oh, so come on, let's not stoop to the lows of the internet.
And have the outcome and battle be randomly generated each time.
Anyway, these two characters are called Sis and Duo, respectively played by Heidi Burris and Phil Lamar.
So it's Yuna versus what's Phil Lamar's famous role?
Or Samurai Jack. Well, yeah. It fits. So we have Yuna versus Samurai Jack.
That's an
interesting match.
Why hasn't there been a death battle of this? Well, why would you want to? I mean, this looks way more fun.
In case you're wondering, this was actually not written by the Wachowskis. It was still written by Kawajiri.
Yeah. Basically, he's trying to convince her that. Let's just see. Basically, this is. What was the name of Joe Pantoliano's character again? Cypher, that's it.
Cypher.
This is the whole Cypher thing from the first movie again, just with more of a samurai aesthetic, but it's basically the same thing.
I guess the key point, as we will eventually see, I'll be sure it is pointless, but at least compared to the other, it's more good eye candy, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would be better to actually have a point, but I mean, I will take anything at this point. Yeah, I can definitely recognize the same art style from, for example, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. Also, it's very surreal to hear Heidi Burris in this particular tone.
Although, yeah, again, I think Burris's weakness is trying to lip sync while trying to emote at the same time.
Well, when it comes to anime, it's really hard to lip sync.
Although that's just better at it in 10-2. And that came out the same year this did.
Oh, she was in an episode of House MD. I didn't know.
Yeah, she was. She basically played a recent new. She gave birth. Her character gave birth to a baby, but the baby fell ill.
Oh, okay. Open your heart and it's gonna be alright. I don't know.
Don't worry about things. Hey, you're ripping apart very impressive doors there.
That was the loading screen of, I forgot, Art of Fighting, before fighting, the final boss. Let me check again. Merely pretending.
It's only pretend. Never heard you that angry.
No shit. Geese Hour, there you go. Before fighting Geese Hour, you get the whole door scrolling thing.
You didn't pick up the phone.
Yeah. It's no use.
Besides, why would you want to leave there anyway? The real world is shit.
Oh, come on. The roof is not even on fire. How can you claim to have a traditional samurai battle? Dead. Feel the more screaming is slow motion. Didn't you? I need it.
It's so the scream's so powerful. It's lacking in the anime.
No.
No.
That just doesn't work.
No.
Oh no.
Well, again, this is a computer simulation, so
Yeah, I guess
probably
the whole.
hacked it or something.
I guess the blocking blade with the hand technique can be available for everything like the Matrix. Yeah. And this guy that it's helping here is voiced by John DiMaggio. Oh.
Waka, why do you sound so different? Again, Eddie Buras and John DiMaggio in the same.
Yeah. Why do you even ask?
I was only asking a question.
This doesn't work for me though, because again, like he said, it was just a computer program. How did she get attached to a guy a digital person that doesn't exist who she's been with for like what, 5 minutes? I mean, I don't understand. I mean, was the program based on someone she lost or something? It would help if you actually explain this.
So anyway,
and for once we can't blame the Wachowskis.
So anyway, program, decent animation, pointlessness incarnate.
Yeah, next up is World Record, again from Madhouse, and
directed by Takeshi Koike and screenplay by Yoshi, but still by Kawajiri. Oh, this is the other one with terrible animation. Oh
no!
It's about the athlete. Okay.
So this is the one they paid less money to Madhouse towards.
Okay, if you're a Sonic fan, you know exactly where this is going. Apparently, the Matrix is so faulty that if you do as a stupid thing as be going real fast, you manage to break the code. Don't ask. Like, if the Matrix knew this, why couldn't we program it so that human natural speed would be limited?
If we had a Usain Bolt around this time, Usain Bolt would have probably broke the Matrix in half and killed everyone.
World record.
Medal revoked. Dope test positive.
Well, shit. Let me check the voice actors. Oh, not stated.
It was made. They were voiced by people. That's all I know. My understanding is the Matrix was a part of they were voiced by robots. It's not even. It doesn't even look like he's running. It looks like he's just bouncing, dancing back and forth.
Actually, that's kind of how professional athletes have to run. It's a specific way to run. Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck am I watching? He's just gesticulating randomly. I don't care acting. That looks like the Mad Hatter clock. These camera angles.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, the muscle line art, I get it, but it looks like a Rob Liefeld comic.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Sometimes you can have too much detail for a certain art style. And
yeah,
it looks off-putting. Christ, his arms are so thin.
That face.
What the hell am I looking at?
Oh, more flashbacks.
No.
Probably not. Is that a journalist?
For a second, I thought he was armed.
The fuck?
No, it's a key. I think.
Okay. This actor is so uninterested.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Matrix. If your name isn't Hugo Weaving or an occasion Lawrence Fishburne, when do you sound like you are interested?
Like, don't get me wrong, the story itself of this particular short, unlike the previous ones, actually has a point, sorta. It's just that the way it's presented, it just doesn't work. Animation aside, the actors are weird in their performance, and this doesn't combine well with the animation style.
No.
Ah, what the fuck?
Oh, what?
His
thigh exploded.
his muscles are literally exploding.
But it still goes.
No. I get the whole he's woken up thing. He's beyond.
And how do your thighs just explode like
he's
that?
become. He's gone.
Also, these are supposed to be the agent. Like, they dress completely not like their normal counterparts.
Maybe they're in disguise?
I don't know. And there we go.
And they turn into agents, I think.
Of course, yeah.
And this is his second wind?
I guess.
Or the Matrix is foggy?
Sure, whatever. It doesn't really matter anyway.
Oh god. Oh no, yeah, for the music there for a second sounded like Don Davis in his ballistic mode.
And there we go. Unfortunately, unlike Neo, he couldn't get past the security bot. Whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
Seriously, what's going on now? And now he's back in the...
Ow, 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 ow. No one wants to give a hand?
No, Theo, remember, humanity is evil.
Of course it is. Well, at least he got the new war hacker, so yeah.
Success.
Terrible animation. Decent, semi-decent story, but still.
How is he still alive after all that?
It just can, I guess. Even the nurse is uninterested.
Also, the design of this nurse looks like someone ate up C. Catherine and shit her out.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently now he can never walk again.
Oh no.
Because of course he can.
How will I ever cope with that?
How did that even work? Did he run himself so...
Also, does he have nuts in his hand? He has these nuts?
I don't even know.
Even the narration tells us to not to care about it.
Again, how can he not walk again? Did he run so hard his muscles just...
Probably.
Yes,
probably.
Sure, why not? Let's go with that. I don't even care.
Huh?
Free.
Run, Forrest, run! So yeah, it's implied that he will eventually be recruited by the Resistance, I guess.
I didn't see him in any of the movies though.
Let's just hope. Anyway, next.
That's it. Next up is Beyond.
Directed and written by Koji Morimoto and still done by Studio 4 Degrees Celsius.
And again, another one with Hedy Burris in it.
This guy, Koji Morimoto, did relatively obscure stuff. He was a major animator for Akira, but aside from that, nothing more.
Yep.
Okay.
Basically, we're in not Japan.
Yeah, in Mega City.
Mega City. Really?
Yeah, Wikipedia calls it literally like that, the Mega City.
That's the best name Morimoto could come up with.
I wish I was watching Disney's Paperman. I mean,
this is one of the better shorts, I think.
the ending of that short made no sense, but it was still charming nonetheless.
This is one of the better shorts, from what I remember.
I don't know. Paperman is great. I just wish they would.
I meant this one.
Oh, this one. Oh, okay, sorry.
Uh,
I think the problem with this one is that, yeah, there's a glitch in the Matrix, and that's it. That's literally it. There's literally nothing to this story.
This cute girl is called Yoko.
You will not remember her ever, so don't worry.
Yeah. Also, cat ass.
That's what Batman and Robin was missing.
Yeah, she's attending her cat.
So yeah, Studio 4 Degrees. They've made stuff like the Berserk Golden Age arc movies. They made Super Robot Monkey Team Hyper Force Go.
Okay.
And also some music videos.
Yay.
Including the one for the theme song for Kingdom Hearts 2, apparently.
Huh.
And also a promotional short for Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh, I remember those.
Medusa's Revenge, more specifically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't help Yoko.
Like, half of all cats in the world have those kind of bells.
Double rainbow? What does that mean? Of course, we are teenagers. We need to, be against the rules and shit. Again, although it makes me wish I was playing Jet Set Radio instead. Okay.
Error.
So yeah, the Matrix being as faulty as it is, it has an entire plot of land where it's a glitch fest.
Couldn't they have just deleted it and...
Or replace it with something else? No, apparently the Matrix found the better solution to be essentially, quarantine the entire thing and not allowing anything in it.
Brilliant.
Okay. First-person perspective in CGI.
I mind that, if it's first-person perspective in anime, well, but actually, pretty cool.
And yeah, since it's a glitch fest, things tend to be out of the ordinary.
Oh my gosh, a floating can! Ah!
You see what I mean? That's lit. You're trying to explore what can happen when the Matrix glitches, and this is all you can think of. Okay, the dog going black is a step in the right direction, but there you go. It's done. We're not going to focus on that anymore. Anyway, most of what we're going to see here in terms of glitches is things breaking and reverting in time back to when they were whole still. They have a million possibilities you can to visually explore that concept, and you do bottles breaking.
And raining indoors.
Ooh.
The Left Behind DLC of The Last of Us has been an entire mini game of competing about who can throw the most bricks or bottles against the fucking car windows. That was more interesting than this. Because it actually used that for character development. This is literally just bottles.
Because we need to search a cat.
She's looking for a cat.
Ugh.
That's what they call rotoscope.
Oh no, the short is glitching.
Tio, is that what they call rotoscoping just then?
I think so.
I don't understand why. I mean, you'd think by 2003 we would have gotten over rotoscoping, but whatever.
It gives a retro charm, I guess.
Never liked it that much, honestly.
Oh, there we go.
But there, the kids have found something to enjoy.
Jesus, that distorted me out. Oh.
This is probably the most boring short to me because nothing happens in this short. I mean, even by this movie standards.
Jesus, that's a fat cat.
Even by this project standards, this is lousy.
Huh?
I'm a little cat. I can't think of the rest.
That's not Djibouti and Lives.
I am a cat and I like you like that.
Oh, we're never going to hear that voice again, are we?
Whatever, I'm willing to give the new actress a chance. Unlike Pokemon fans back when Veronica Taylor was replaced.
How does that... What the fuck?
I actually think the new actress is better anyway, so... Oh god, that's just disgusting.
Yeah. Oh. What do you...
oh no. Oh no, the short is glitching again.
Do something, jeez!
Pedro, not for nothing, but yelling at the short won't make it do anything.
Not just that, it's more of a problem of a pacing issue rather than the story that we're telling. Like, if the pace was...
Oh no, a fatter! No!
If the pace was faster and this allowed the possibility to explore more with the glitch things, you could have worked this as a slice of life adventure. So now we're a John Woo movie.
It's slowing down. Slow down.
Why?
Why does she need to stare at the ass of the dog?
Oh no, it's erasing itself now. What do we do? Yay, we're going to be erased from existence. Woo!
Dude, weed now.
Well, they all look like they're high.
So, yeah. This flour tastes funny.
That's something. That would have been just really good with the glitch. The glitch even makes the taste of stuff weird. Like chocolate could taste like Coke or something.
That will, it's like Pedro said, that will imply the short could actually have some creativity to it.
Yeah.
But it's running down the middle of the basic stuff. Like, I've seen, I don't know if you see, but there are countless YouTube small shorts that explore the possibility of supposed glitches in real life and use better effects and better creativity in this. I know that this was 2003, so we didn't have the chance for that, I guess, but still.
For a second there,
So many rats.
the guy who we only saw from behind looked like Naruto for a second.
What the fuck? They're coming through.
So this has to be the most disobedient cat ever.
Ask Shira, she can tell you that cats are like that.
Just do a better job holding on to your cat then and walk back home.
Well, that's what she's about to do, I think. What's behind door number 1?
It's...
Nothing!
Nothing!
What an interesting way to sum up the short.
Nothing! Fucking nothing!
Pedro.
Actually, I was quoting a movie.
Yeah.
Don't take a step forward or you'll fall down in the endless abyss.
Remember that scene in 1408?
Also, Dwebs, I'm supposed to be commenting on this, so let me complain.
Now we got exterminators.
Yeah. It's Ratcatcher.
Why is he calling it exterminators?
Remember, there were mice. The excuse was there were mice back then, but this is an excuse for the agents for some cleanup. Jesus. Yeah, that's more rotoscope. Also, agent, you wanna try something? Whatever. And there you go. Cool transition.
The 2nd of February 2003.
So yeah, the idea of Matrix is to just reconfigure finally the entire place.
So hang on, wait. The year of the Matrix, when they're in there, it's meant to be 1999, but in between the first film and the sequel, only like a few months or so have passed. So how is it 4 years have gone past all of a sudden?
Are we sure that the date inside the Matrix is the same in the real world?
I don't even know. Well, they say they don't know either.
What the fuck?
Even the kids got bored of the short and just drove away.
Brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant.
And now she looks like she's drunk. This is the longest short, isn't it?
No, remember, the second Renaissance was combined.
I meant like individual.
I don't know, I think... I honestly don't know, Dweebs.
She pricked her finger!
Oh, what does that mean?
It means,
But the short is almost over.
But yeah, they can't recreate the glitch.
So yeah, squander potential.
Oh no, it's not finished.
Oh. What the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah, that's the Shibuya for you, Dweebs.
They can't wait for the short to be finished, so they just fast forward to the end.
So yeah, squander potential, the short. It's sad because the animation was better. Next is my favorite, a detective story. From
Shinichiro Watanabe, although this time
the animation is
by the whole thing himself and not have any Wachowski influence.
The animation is done by Kazuto Nakazawa. Let me check.
Again, from Studio 4 Degrees Celsius.
Yeah, but it worked on, for example, it worked on the anime sequence in Kill Bill Volume 1.
And it's a noir short.
Yep, as the name implies, this is from the perspective of a private detective who needs to investigate something particular that eventually ties him to the Matrix, and specifically to another major character of the Matrix.
And he's voiced by James Arnold Taylor.
Ironically enough. It's weird because I'm used to see James Arnold Taylor voicing young characters, so him being this stereotypical rough middle-aged detective is weird.
I'm more used to him voicing Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I can still tell it's James though.
Yeah, well, the voice quality,
even the most versatile ones, you can tell.
Not just that, James is one of those actors that don't really inflate his voice particularly, so it's always recognizable.
Also, tell that to Mel Blanc and Jim Cummings.
And there's still little inflections here and there where you can tell.
Also, yeah, as you can see,
it's nothing you can really do about.
Also, yeah, the animation is for what it tries to convey.
Yeah, it's film noir basically.
Mm-hmm. And also, I can tell you, Leaves, for experience, Japan is a hard-on for noir stories.
Yeah.
That explains why noir was popular over there.
Mm-hmm. They just love the stereotypical raw detective in the night, the city with neons and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, much like in true traditional detective stories, this detective, being private, also has to work alone because the police that was involved in the case he's pursuing is not doing a good job. So essentially, he needs to resolve things his own way. Yeah. Yikes. Of course. So let's see if we can actually get some information out of him. Find the Red Queen. Great, because that's what we needed, more Alice in Wonderland references.
Great.
I'll show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
That's what she said.
I sound more like the architect there than Morpheus, actually. Yeah, the Alice in Wonderland metaphor so cliche, even the people in the Matrix know about it.
Yeah. Also, steampunk computer with a typewriter as for his keyboard.
Red Queen,
can you see me?
AKA Trinity.
Yep.
I'm looking for Trinity. I'm told he's through the looking glass.
And the Red Queen says, no. It is you who is through the looking glass.
Dun, dun, dun.
What does it mean? Also, double monitor. He said...
You'll have to jump the first of 6 brooks.
Whatever the hell that means.
I'll be there at 8:05 at night.
User log off. What a prick. Oh.
Damn, it's broken again.
So where to actually go, because I have no idea what that type of code means.
I wonder where it's meant to be set.
Probably New York.
What does 2005 mean?
Let's use CSI logic. Booyah. Here we go. The cat
Thanks, cat. Though, mind, in the Matrix, is there time travel here? Because how is it this noir all of a sudden?
Well, this may be just another city in the world. It's never explained how the Matrix operates if it's an entire applicable world of just a couple of cities.
Unless there's a certain area of New York that just deliberately chooses to live in the 1940s.
Not just that. Remember, the previous shots says that it's in Japan, while the main story happens in America, so there is some actual geography. And there we go. Is Trinity reprised with Carrie Ann Moss reprising a role?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Oh, jeez.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yikes. Yeah. Remember the bug from the first movie? They brought that back.
And this time it's through his eye.
Not pleasant. Hmm. What a cutie. Yep, and the agents are now after you. Congratulations.
Why were you sleeping on me? Because it's comfy there.
Go! Jesus.
Yeah. Shoot at the agents. That'll work.
Well, that's for mostly a distraction, I guess. He doesn't know that the agents are nigh invulnerable. How many bullets are you left? Okay. What now? Oh no. Oh, they're trying to convert him into an agent.
No, I will not give in.
I will not give up.
Ugh.
Oh well, that means he has to die. It's a sad tale, after all.
Sorry.
It's a noir war, and he needs to have a slight code of depression.
Well, shit.
Yes. Goodbye. I will never remember you in any of the movies.
Hell, I think I remember my brother Ghost more than you.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Hell, honestly, up till I just remembered it, I forgot he even was a brother.
Yeah. Yeah, Enter the Matrix is the one that reminds. But, ooh, he jumped also off the tree. Oh, maybe not. That's classic imagery, yeah. Well, you kinda, just not the way you thought. And that's it. Yeah, definitely my favorite. Short, simple, and actually effective.
Yeah. And now we've got Matriculated from Peter Chung, who's mostly well known for being for his work on Aeon Flux.
Yep.
The animated one.
And produced by DNA Productions. Who did the stuff like Jimmy Neutron. Ugh.
That's an interesting one. They go from Jimmy Neutron to this.
Oh god, what the fuck? Oh, well, to be fair, this short has an interesting premise. It's just that I don't think it's developed well enough.
DNA Productions went out of business in 2006.
I can see why I don't really like the animation in this one.
Yeah. This particular one is probably the most pointless, and that's saying something considering the other one, because nothing really comes of this at all.
And it's the last one.
Yeah.
Really, this is the one you choose to finish the compilation on?
Yeah.
Because apparently the premise is that there are some humans left on the surface. Other than Zion, sorry. What the fuck?
Seems a bit. There seems a bit of a disadvantage having a see-through only in nets.
Yeah. Here we go.
Honestly, though, I think the animation and the look of this is better than that first Watanabe one.
True, I guess. The backgrounds are more detailed. It reminds me of the old point-and-click games like, I forgot what it's called.
Hmm?
Well, some point-and-click games have the same style. But yeah, the machines left actually a beacon there. It's gonna be important for later. We
I don't think I've got much to say about this.
don't worry, Dweebs. The pace is short anyway.
There's nothing to say. Basically, they're going to try to convince this thing to, the value of humanity or something, whatever.
Oh no, not just that. First of all, a basic trap. Boop.
Hey.
Hello. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
At least these machines have actually a combat mode. So yeah, 1v2. Let's go.
Eliminate Spider Family! Eliminate Spider Family! Eliminate Spider Family!
Announce mission objective repeatedly. Oh well. The lemur disapproves. Sup. And there we go. But instead of just killing the machines, we're gonna have some interesting fun with them.
Way!
Who the fuck are these people? Jesus, that face.
This is a simulation.
Let me check if they're creating the voice actors. Melinda Clark as the main girl. So yeah, what we're gonna do is to try to make their own Matrix, specifically for machines.
Great, as if our Matrix wasn't enough.
Well, that's an interesting idea, I guess. The idea of having the machines taste their own medicine for a change, but it's just not well developed. It's gonna result in some basic fucked up imagery, and that's it. It will never go anywhere. Okay, more pretentious bullshit, dog. Don't remember particularly Ian Flux.
It's the animated one, not the live action film.
No, I still don't remember it, so I don't know how it is.
I haven't seen it either. I'm just going off what I know about it.
Oh, poor lemur. Ugh, looks ugly though. So yeah, for a basic intro, we're gonna hook up the girl with the machine. And also everyone else. Just to create a basic simulation.
Basically, gonna try to create some kind of bond with the freaking thing.
Yeah, to show that humanity is great after all.
We're not all bad.
Swear me, mom. But why the lemur though? Also, I get what the imagery is trying to portray. It's similar to H.R. Geiger stuff, but I don't know. It's the animation. Oh my god! Now we're in Windows Media Player.
I'm sorry, guys. I must have forgot to turn off the screensaver timer.
Yeah.
Hello. Visible confusion. So yeah, simulation hologram. Excuse me. Don't think it's appropriate time. Jesus. God bumbles. Ah. What the fuck are you doing, Lemur?
So this is what would happen if Avatar: The Last Airbender was set in the future.
Probably. Okay, machine, try to follow one of these people and see what happens.
So now what are they doing?
Hold the right path. Why the moaning? Okay. No peeping. Looney Tunes, because get it, Warner Bros.
Well, I know Looney Tunes weren't exactly at their most popular around 2003. The box office back in action shows that, but it wasn't that bad, was it?
Although if the Monstars could not actually be integrated into the Looney Tunes canon, these definitely couldn't as well. And now the machine assumes an actual physical form.
Of course.
Getting free itself of the bug symbolism. Boop. Okay, let's see what happened. You know what this animation reminds me of the Nut Shack.
The Nut Shack, what's that?
Terrible animated TV series.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a simulation that stimulates the reflexes.
Now it's reminded me of those games you get at arcades where you have to press a button that lights up on the wall. The reaction test. It's Peter Chung basically saying, "Look how fancy I can make my animation."
Yeah, and trippy. But the problem is that the CGI hasn't aged well enough, if you ask me. It also doesn't have the 2D animation standard is very low quality. The cube from Captain America.
Oh, that's good timing. Actually, I said Heil Hitler and the door's shut.
So yeah, put the cube
there.
there.
By the way, in case you don't get the reference.
Yeah. What the hell does that mean? I don't know.
It's being corrupted.
No, probably is isolating the bug.
Well, it's making it worse, it seems.
I guess, yeah. Get in here! No time to explain. Oh well. Yeah.
And he died.
Sorta, kinda. Okay, can we stop watching through shit?
He just wants to show you how trippy he is. And now,
bugs.
maggots.
Yeah. Ah, oh, geez, God. Bonding.
And that it makes that's some escape.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's removing the machine part from the machine and making it more.
She's Control Alt Delete. It resets them.
Sorta, I guess.
Honestly, this is my least favorite short so far. It's just a bunch of pretty little images, but with nothing behind them.
Not even that pretty, honestly.
Yeah.
I've seen better trippy stuff.
Oh no! All the weird visuals. How do I get out of here?
Just call the animators and take away his budget.
Call Makoto Shinkai, we need more skyboxes. And there you go, the bonding is complete.
It is? Whatever.
Well, sorta, because we need to interrupt because something's happening. Yeah, the little beacon that the machine planted before has attracted reinforcements.
Yeah. But don't worry, they have a secret weapon.
Well, all the machines that they bonded with so far.
So you don't have an EMP in case of
Apparently
safety?
not.
Like, so basically these people died because of their own stupidity. Okay.
Once again, fitting with the rest of the Matrix. Oh no! Why? What am I fighting for?
Oh, and apparently them guns don't work on them.
Apparently. We'll learn.
On screen. And basically the robots they quote unquote bonded with have done jack shit.
Well, that's because there you go. He's about to.
Bit late for that now, don't you think? Your master is dead.
No.
I'm too late. That's not gonna work, is it? She's dead.
That's because being reprogrammed, he's acting more like a child, so he wants more of what he considers a drug that was given to him.
But she's dead.
Well, we'll see, lives. Oh, not the lemur. Why did they have to kill the lemur?
Because they're the Sentinels, they're cold-blooded.
Here we go again.
Sorry, but because you were too slow, I'm dead. Now how do you feel? Wait, I only want to...
Bond. Jesus. So she lets herself die.
Yeah.
The machine is clearly confused by this.
Yeah. Well, that
was pointless.
Needlessly depressing.
Yeah. So the machine will just leave the place and, I guess, search the meaning of life on his own. And that was pretty much it.
That was the Animatrix.
For the last short alone, terrible overall. Like, good idea, completely wasted. For the compilation itself, I'd say not worthy, like, at all. Only one short is really worth of it. Maybe two if you wanna be interested in the lore with the second Renaissance, and I guess the final flight of Osiris if you wanna be strict in continuity. But aside from that, just keep it.
Well, it's the best. Well, like I said before, it's the best thing to come out of the year 2003 when it came to the Matrix.
That's saying a lot. Like I like the animation in program, but aside from that short was pointless. So most of the short either bad animation or just pointless overall. So yeah, let's just that's still not feasible enough. It just shows that the Matrix, by the time of this recording, is a franchise that doesn't have a major spine on it. And we can only hope that the reboot will actually improve things up. Please.
I've already said my thoughts, really. I mean, best things come out 2003 with The Matrix, but not really saying a whole lot.
Pedro?
It's a squandered potential. Like, I don't find any of these shorts all that good. I mean, the Final Fantasy Osiris is cool to look at, because, Square CGI. The second Renaissance had the potential to, at the very least, give out some interesting lore, but the story of how everything started is so generic. I mean, I get that. Technically, Azure Legacy did the same thing, but at the same time, I think Azure Legacy at the very least earned the fact to have a bit less of a bit more generic lore, considering everything else in the story I thought was much better than that and less generic. So, whereas the Second Renaissance is literally just that. It's just that one particular piece of lore from Azure Legacy, and that's just it, with nothing else to make up for it. The rest, everything is, like, most are pointless, they're stupid, they're just boring. Most of the time it's just boring because, again, none of the characters get any kind of proper character development. None of this is, the ideas are not fleshed out, the characters are not interesting. Why am I even watching this? If you're not, I mean, these animators, these directors have made so much great stuff on their own, and the Wachowskis completely waste them in this.
Yeah,
it's like, ugh. I mean, I get that I get that the directors themselves apparently did actually really want to work on this, because they but at the same time, I think they themselves didn't realize that they were working with shit material. Whatever. It's boring. Next.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the screaming credits, and see you for the eventual reboot.
See ya.
See ya.